I was gonna say when I got into pornography as a child, basically, I think the first porno I saw was at my friend's house called the Bikini Chain Gang. Do you know what that is?
No.
It was about prisoners, and there was a lot of titties in it, and it was you can get the idea. But what I'm saying is, it also used to be softer, like meaning we talked about this.
Yeah.
Porn used to be normal,
There was
like
foreplay.
Sex. What it mean, but it used to involve like trying to woo someone and bring someone and like the relationship. Now you just you could just go start out and you can watch some girl getting railed by 6 black guys, and that's just starting out. That's just for you're 9 years old, that's your first image. That'll really tweak your brain and make you have a very confused porn. I don't want to think about it. If I was 9, internet porn was as available as it is today. You at least had to download breasts in 360p. So every hour you're waiting for the nipple to load on the screen, and then it's just a square. So it's that was the dial-up days. Now, and then also too, if you were downloading, you had to sign on. So it was the dial-up tone, and your parents are like, "You better not be bringing titties on that screen, boy." He already has the tortilla ready to hit Jorge.
But I remember watching Real Sex with Katie Morgan, and that was very informative. And I think that's the problem with porn these days. It's not informative.
I think the problem with porn these days is it's too readily available. I think that a lot of these things are too accessible in terms of I am a little bit different on the porn ban. I know a lot of my friends that are more Christian nationalists want to just ban it entirely. But I think it's just I feel like the porn industry to me is a lot like military industrial complex. There's just this destructive self-involved industry that you can justify because there's not you can say not all aspects of it are going destroying people. It's more of a freedom issue. Oh, well, we need a military. No, well, people will have sex, and you can't, not everyone's a Christian, and not everyone thinks this is immoral. So fine. So you use these arguments, then you create this whole internalized, self-breeding, self-monetizing group that preys on people, uses predatory practices, and then is destroying many, many lives while being well, hey, it's all voluntary. It's well, the terrorists, attacked us. And it's yeah, you didn't have to have a 20-year occupation of Afghanistan because of 9/11. Your response to something is kind of ridiculous. So, okay, fine. You want porn to be legal. We can have that conversation. But then you want it to be you just click a button. Imagine if alcohol was you just went to the store and are you 21? You click yes or no. And yeah, I'm 21.
Yeah.
It's there's no even verification of who you are, how old you are. So you got 10-year-olds learning about sex from gangbangs. And that's the problem. That's it's a reprogramming, and then it creates a lifelong addiction because it's you don't even need, you can just be on the toilet and just pull out your phone and just start looking at porn, and it's easier than going on social media.
I think the reason it started proliferating so much was because it became free. I remember growing up when you could get the 30-second free clips, but all the porn sites still made you pay for a membership. So I think literally if you made people pay just $1, you'd cut down most people's use because people are cheap. And if it's free and available,
yeah, and kids would have to steal their parents' credit cards. You would see it and be what is this? BigBootyLatinas.com?
Yeah, but at least that's effort. At least you went through the trouble of stealing a credit card to sign up for it.
That's true. I remember being 11, 12 years old, going to my uncle's house, and
what'd he do to you?
No, no, I went to go.
This is such a bad story. We're talking about sex. I was 11, going to my uncle's house. I was
no, I just went to go, quickly use the restroom, and I remember, I go use the restroom, whatever, and I see he has a pile of magazines. I start browsing through the magazines, and then that was the first time that I discovered Playboy. And I remember every time I would go to my uncle's house, I'd be oh, I gotta use the bathroom. I'm either for 2 hours just looking at magazines. You don't even get that. You don't even have the magazines anymore, bro. That's all instinct, and it's.
But this is my point about things changing. I'm gonna play a video here. Is there is it is funny though.
But the magazines had nothing hardcore.
No,
it was
but that's what I'm saying. It's
soft, it was just.
Nah, I don't know about that.
The ones I was looking at it.
But Jorge, what I'm trying to say is that's my point. But there's a super progression because I'm sure you've looked at harder porn since then. I want to show you a video of kind of what this stuff does to you when it's not checked. That's one of the main issues with a lot of these vices and stuff is they're not being checked, and people are not understanding what the damage of these things can do to people long term, and even in the short term. You really can be changed what you put into your heart, from the fruit of the mouth, the heart speaks. So it's obviously we're the boys, we're cracking shit, we're hanging out together, so we're going to be joking around. But at the same time, we still know when to be serious and when to do what's right and when to try to do our best in life. But it's a lot of people are not ready for that. And we've seen things, we've been hardened in our hearts. And so, we speak a little bit, and I'm married to an Australian. Don't ever do that if you want to have a clean mouth. Australians are crazy. But I will say it can destroy you. And this video is this girl showing what liberalism, what feminism, what these ideas can change your outward appearance, and they start to look ugly and it starts to show itself. Let's watch this video.
I just took a trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage.
Is she trying to be goth?
I think she's trying to look like a COVID spike protein.
Well, that's a
She's
pretty
like
good look.
she's into the. She looks like. Can we get that back on the screen real fast here?
She looks like a Sex Pistols reject.
Yeah. Well, she's cute there. She's fine. And then you go here. Would you still, Jorge?
I mean,
probably.
I have low. You should ask another guy. I mean, as long as you got two
This
legs.
guy's watching two
and
guys
can
in a
walk-
sandbox.
No.
I'm not going to him for advice
I
anymore.
mean, she still looks like a woman, so like,
That's
yeah.
true. Jorge, are you getting shorter throughout the show?
I'm just.
Yeah. Like, what's going on here? No, but I do think it is difficult to watch that because on one hand, it's like you support the freedom of expression and whatnot. But that's the weird thing about our culture is like it's not about looking your best, and she doesn't look her best. And so right before that, in the beginning videos, she looked better. Like definitely that was a better look. But now being like, oh, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that's why we're in a culture where it's like, well, I have freedom. It's like, yeah, but liberty unchecked is death.
I do have.
But we also live in the attention seeking economy. So
Yeah.
for her, when maybe to us she looks pretty right when she's like not all dressed up like that, and maybe she posts a picture on Instagram, she gets like 20 likes, she doesn't get a love, but maybe dressing like that and getting a reaction, getting those likes and stuff. I mean, that's what a lot of women feed. I mean, men too in a different way, but right now we kind of live in this attention seeking economy where it's all about likes and clicks and what gets the most reaction.
Well, and the other thing, and I have a theory on this, is I think there's a lot of girls who are attractive who have, for some reason or another, like just hated being like gazed at by men. So they're like, I'm gonna look as ugly or weird as possible. Like you take like Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato was an attractive girl, and then I think because of all the shit that comes with that, getting catcalled, hit on, talked about in all sorts of weird ways, she's like, well, then I'm just gonna look hideous and be weird, so they leave me alone.
No, the heroin addictions
I think
probably
she's-
have something to do with that.
well,
as
the brain damage definitely, because she's into crystals now.
Yeah, I was like the talking to dead people and using heroin probably resulted in some of her instability. I'm just gonna say I'm not talking crap. Yeah.
You want to watch a fun show though? Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
Hey everybody, it's me, the heroin monster.
Like, I think that's literally intentional so that
Nino.
people won't hit on her, right? And do you know so my favorite thing is she did like this series where she's doing alien stuff and like searching for UFOs or whatever.
Singing to the dead, remember?
She's
Ooh,
yeah,
ooh,
she's
this is for all the people in purgatory. I was like, "Man, what a
she's high out of her mind the whole time, which made it very funny. Her and her friends were just rolling balls. But she's in like a fake pyramid made out of like PVC pipe with lighting in it, just sitting in it, staring at the sky. And I'm like, yeah, I think sobriety was a good call for you. I think that's working out really well.
I disagree. She's having fun, so I like her. And
I mean,
she's
I
a good
liked her
time.
more when
Oh,
she did drugs.
Real quick, if you like what you just watched, make sure to click the link below to watch the full podcast. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and that one too. Have a good day.